This VTuber made a tweet that made a lot of people upset, but this is a tweet by Lumiere Grimson. Guys, do I have a shot in voice acting? I don't support bigger VTubers, but let's be real, 99.99% of streamers never see that goal. I know I'm not big by any means, but I mess with everyone regardless of viewership or follower count. But why? Because you guys are the ones that it really gives me pick me vibes. It's like, pick me, choose me. Other big streamers won't give you attention, but I will, because I acknowledge that you are the one who made me where I am today. I'm so sorry. Actually, I should not have attempted voice acting on this. Pick me, choose me. That's literally the vibes that it gives, doesn't it? I feel like he thought he was on like the right direction and he was probably typing it out on his phone, being like, people are gonna fucking love this tweet. This tweet's gonna be a banger. And it was, but maybe not for the reasons he thought it would be a banger. Anyways, this is one tweet. We can't really always judge somebody's character off of one tweet. It's weird. And a lot of people also agreed. So we have Zion Zeep stating, not giving him any engagement. I've had creators who have those types of numbers interact with me consistently before. It's not about numbers. It's how you approach it and interact with them. That's exactly what I said. They are human too and are allowed to interact with whomever they want. Look, I feel like I can give a unique perspective because I am said larger creator. I interact with people that are much smaller than me all the time. It's again, just don't be weird, bro. Definitely not like I will only interact with creators of a certain size, like, ugh. Zion says, one bad experience shouldn't define larger creators as a whole. Sometimes mistakes happen. I was accidentally blocked by one of the VShojo talents and was super duper sad about it. Apparently it spread through their grapevine just a little. It wasn't a public post and she reached out and apologized. There are good creators out there who have big hearts. Just because there's one bad apple doesn't mean it spoils the whole bunch. Drac says, I feel like a lot of bad blood can come down to overthinking things. And when somebody's got more on their plate in a way, you might misunderstand that as ignoring. That's literally out of their control. Zion says, real professional from his manager as well. Also, I'd like for everybody to look at his account size versus his engagement/interactions. So we have Black Onyx Gain stating, I don't have to be as diplomatic as him, you stupid. 560 followers and one follower tells me that you ain't but a troll-ass punk. Your mom should have swallowed you, regurgitated you, and disposed of you in a trash bin. Yeah, I made a call-out post, I think 3 to 4 months ago, about him and his manager, and of course I got blocked. And I am not sure if it's a follow botted or not if you imply that. He did about 10 years ago hip-hop music and stopped I think in 2019 and did 2 years break and came back as a VTuber. I'm not sure anymore. I digged up things like their studio name, etc. to see where the followers came from and why he has no interactions. I just think it's dead accounts. But on the engagement, you see the real following. I think they have about 500 living followers at the time. Apparently there's interactions are sus. Wait, I'm curious about their call-out post as well. Wait, I'm looking this guy's analytics up. It just looks weird. Their analytics look really weird. It's a scam for sure. It's looking a little sus. It's truly looking a little sus. What happened? This is going to be a little dirty. We're going to be a little dirty and get our elbows deep into some analytics and stats and data. I normally don't like doing this for people because in call-out posts, because I do feel like it's stooping a little bit low. But I think if it's worthwhile, then it's worthwhile. Okay, guys, this graph looks weird to me. This part specifically. How do you, on your first early streams, average 49 viewers? Then your next month, you average 123 viewers. By the way, his account was created January 15, 2023. His first stream started April 2023. Your next month, you average 123 viewers with a max viewership of 364. Oh, by the way, he streamed 15 hours in April. He streamed 48 hours. Then you stream 26 to 9 average viewers? How do you drop from 123 to 9? I can literally disappear tomorrow, not tell you guys where I went, fuck off to nowhere, come back 6 months later, and I will still not average 9 viewers. I know that's gonna sound very pretentious because it's like, woe is me. I'm just saying it as an example of how these stats look really weird because I currently average around 120. I could literally fuck off tomorrow and come back when random time. Today is a random secret stream. I don't know how many viewers I have. It is 1:27 a.m. in the morning. I never told you guys when I'd be live. I don't have 9 viewers. How is this possible? And then, you know, we slowly build up. Maybe this is normal, maybe it isn't. I don't know, right? Guys, what is happening here? He made his accounts January 2023. He starts streaming April 2023, and he already has 4,400 followers. How do you start streaming with 4,400 followers? Where did they come from? The only explainable excuse is like maybe he has social media elsewhere that drove traffic in. Except even with creators that have social media on other platforms and drove traffic in, it starts at 0 and then it goes up. His followers just drop. He goes from 4,000 followers, then he drops to 3,000. Maybe he bought a little bit more. Now he's at 3,500. And then in mid-May, he lost all his followers and now he's at 1,000. Then he's now up at 3,000 and now he's back down at 450. All through April to May. In the course of 1 month, his followers fluctuated that much. I feel like I have more credibility to give on this because I literally do stream advice, stream content. So I have looked at a lot of data. Might argue. They might be like, oh my God, what if he got follow botted? The follow bots wouldn't explain the viewership. It would explain the followers, you know. Maybe if you want to argue, he got follow botted on his very first stream. And then all the followers fell out because it got purged out. Or he has like 123 average viewers. Unless he bought viewers and followers together at the same time to make it look like it matches. I don't know, became broke and stopped paying for it and then lost it all. Yeah, nobody gets follow botted that frequently, as far as I know. He apparently gets follow botted every single fucking stream in the course of April to May. So it's just odd. It's just suspicious. Let's go look at Solinome, another data tracking site that I love. I set the data window to, instead of 2024, we set this shit to 2023. So you can see his followers on January 1st, 2023, because remember I told you he made his account January 2023. That's what it says. He already had 4,401 followers January 1st, 2023, which is when he had allegedly made his account. How do you start with a brand new account with 4,401 followers? The moment of his first stream, if we look at the data, his first stream was on Sunday, April 23rd, because this graph shows you the viewership. This graph shows you the followers. Very first stream, Sunday, April 23rd, already 17 average viewers. On April 25th, he had gained 3 followers. So we see April 25th, he averages 33 viewers. If we look on the 27th, he had 376 followers. On May 1st, he was back up to 3,000. And if we can see, the viewership spike is so weird. So look at his followers spike. And then on May 9th, he spikes almost at 4,000 again. May 10th, he's back down to 1,000. May 15th, he's at 1,079 followers. May 16th, he's back up to 4,401. Interestingly, it is still 4,401. It is the same number that he was at when he made his account, 4,401. And then on May 23rd, he has 3,700 followers. He lost a couple hundred. And then May 25th, he's back down to 400. This graph, this follower graph is extremely abnormal. It's a sign of botting. Let's look at his viewership, guys. Here's his viewership graph. His very first stream, April 23rd, 17 viewers. April 24th, April 25th, 33. He immediately, May 2nd, 134. Then he's at 100 for a couple days. He drops down to 78. Then he goes up to 191, drops down to 98, up to 190, drops down to 23? How do you drop from May 11th, 190 average viewers, May 12th, 23 average viewers? You could argue, oh, maybe he got raided, but he allegedly is a brand new streamer. His account was made January 2023. How do you make all of these streamer friends in such a short window? Unless you had all these streamer friends in the beginning, but then I don't think it's a raid because the follower gain doesn't match the viewership. So you can make an argument, right? If he got rated, let's say he got rated with 100 viewers, maybe if he has good conversion, maybe 10% of those viewers that came with the raid would follow. He would realistically gain 10 followers. But we just looked at the follower graph. If he got rated with like 100 people, how did he gain 1,000 followers on one stream? Yeah, so then he drops to 23 viewers for May 12th. I guess he forgot to turn the bots on. Then the next day, May 13th, he's back up at 218 viewers. He started streaming 3 weeks before May 13th. Where did these viewers come from, sir? And then after all of this, after May 29th, homie couldn't afford the bots anymore. He's back down to 1 average viewer. Saturday, June 3rd, he's at 1 viewer. Yeah, it's weird. The data looks weird. So this guy's botting his account. So let me revisit this again. I don't support bigger VTubers because they won't acknowledge you until you get to that point. Sir, do you want to explain? Either you're a hypocrite because you allegedly authentically have 218 viewers 3 weeks into your first stream and the pot's calling the kettle black. You're engagement baiting. The math is not mathing. If you gain 3,000 followers, you must have been rated from somebody who averages like 50,000 viewers in order for the numbers to convert over to make sense. But I think this creator put it best, and this creator is Cozy Chew. As a smaller creator than this guy who does talk to bigger creators than that number in the CCV, I'll repeat something that I said recently related to somebody else. Nobody is thinking about you as much as you are. Most of the creators probably have no idea when you feel ignored. It's usually nothing to do with numbers a majority of the time. The larger you get, the busier you are, the more groups you're in, events you're planning, merch, maybe you're doing comms, etc. They don't snub you for numbers. They just can't give time to literally anyone. They probably do have more friends that are small creators. You just don't hear about that because nobody talks about those people. It's not popular information to spread. Think about yourself, not comparing your numbers to theirs just to assume they'll hate you. Again, using myself as an example because I am a bigger creator, right? I have a combined total following of like 800,000, 850,000 followers across all my social medias. Most of my days, what it looks like is I wake up anywhere between 12 to 2 p.m. on my computer at 2, finish emailing at 3, do my makeup and shower and whatever. Now it's 4. And then I film sponsored videos from 4 to 6. And then at 6, I start streaming. And then so I stream, and then I stream from 6 till I'm done doing news, which sometimes runs me into 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. in the morning. And then after I'm done streaming at midnight, I end stream. And then I go and I immediately edit my VODs. So I go and edit my VODs, and then I go sleep at 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning, and then rinse and repeat. Tell me where in the day does it have to go and message people? I don't even respond to my family. My family doesn't like me for that. They're like, please respond. I don't even respond to my own family. So I don't have time to respond to other people. I'm not trying to say that I'm holier than thou, that I don't have time for people. I don't have time to like do things for myself, take time for myself, do things that I personally want to do, play the Valorant that I want to play. That's just life. And it is what it is. So yeah, sometimes we just don't have time. We have this tweet from Suzu Hotaru V2. My experience with Lumiere Grimson. The story behind this piece and how things mutually ended. Good or bad, I feel it needs to be told to get context from both sides. So Suzu says, Lumiere made a public post middle of 2023 looking for people to get art with. I always wanted to get art with a male counterpart, so I dropped my PNG. To get DM, let's make it happen. That's probably in reference to this group art piece. Send me a few reference pics, I'm gonna draw us together. Reference photo. Okay, that's cool, totally, I'm down. Another reference photo. Everything went well. I thought we could be moots. Also got cute art together. Side note, I still don't know the artist that he commissioned this because he never told me. This took way too fucking long, but here, the art piece, and the art piece is really cute, but maybe there's something wrong with that. I don't know. Suzu says, oh, this is amazing. So cute. Glad I was able to get art with you. Thanks once again. Lumiere says, my pleasure, post as much as you want. It's yours. Also, let's collab one day soon if you're down, or even just chill. I like kicking it with new peeps. Suzu says, will do. Definitely would love to. A moot is mutual. So just like you guys follow each other. Epic fail, epic oh my god. Wasn't till epic fail, epic mind hit trending that it started to be a hot topic again. I DM'd Lumiere saying, hey, this guy's harassing a minor and also our friends. Then things went south. So this was the DM. Suzu sent some Mio Mega's tweet, basically calling out the guy, epic mind. I don't know the tea about him because this was before I covered news content. Or this was September 28, 2023. Suzu said, good morning. If you haven't seen already, ignore this platform. That you follow Epic Mind Humble, the hedgehog who has extensive history of harassment, sexual harassment, stalking, and many other things to list. Today, he has moved on to harassing a minor. I want to warn you about them because I do not support that behavior. I hope you do your research as well. So here is them on the VTuber blacklist with their other aliases. So some more information. You're also friends with Redacted. I don't think you would support harassment of your friends as well. Twitter.com/redacted. Trying to handle things in DMs, I proceed to be, quote, educated, end quote. How I shouldn't believe everything on the internet. When there's evidence of a friend being harassed. Now has to make, quote, exception, end quote, with a minor. Being a YouTuber at the time, I should be okay to kinds of harassments. So Lumiere says, read this whole thing, please, heart. Normally I get pissed AF when people send this shit to me because I do not like people telling me what to do. And people need to mind their own fucking business. I agree with the statement. I do not like people telling me what to do. So I can empathize on that. Let me read everything else though. You and I have art together. I think you're a dope person. And yes, Redacted, fucking homie. So I will make an exception in this particular matter, especially now that a minor is involved. I think also the whole you and I have art together is like a weird thing. Lumiere says, but I want to let you know this for yourself moving forward. Do not believe everything that gets said in the community. I have had a number of occasions where people ask me to ban somebody in my server or via Twitter because they were harassing them, only to do investigations of my own and finding out that they just didn't like them or somebody was butthurt that they started effing somebody else. Because you asked me to do this instead of demand it, I will do this for you. But personally, just guard yourself too. Being a YouTuber is going to warrant discussing behavior like this from other dumbasses like him. Just be careful. I think what he says here is weird. I completely agree. A lot of people get canceled really quickly on the internet, and the way I look at it, there's always 3 sides to every story. 2 sides and the truth. Here we only have 1 side. Except there is like allegedly for the epic mind person, there is a ton of evidence that they're a bad person. And when you do things with minors, to me personally, I would prefer to kind of like get you out of my life first and then welcome you back later if it's untrue. I truly can't see where he's coming from, right? 50% of it. I can see the sentiment and then he like derails. And then I can kind of see the sentiment and then he derails again. I can see the sentiment, don't believe everything you see on the internet unless there's substantial proof. And then with the, you know, this dude, allegedly, I don't know the T, right? There was allegedly substantial proof with this guy. And Suzu sent a lot of proof. Again, I don't like the whole, hey, DMing people on your entire follower list. Hey, you follow this person, da 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 da. I personally don't necessarily want to judge people if they follow people I don't like. Let's say there's this person that got exposed for bad things and my friends follow them. I don't necessarily question it because sometimes your friends just didn't know. What if your friend was on vacation to Korea for 3 months, they came back and then they found out all this shit went down and they just literally had no idea. Try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Like your friends when they follow such people. I know it might sound hypocritical of me, a news person, to say this, but truly try to give people the benefit of the doubt because you don't know. A lot of times they just had no idea. They were on the internet for reasons, family things cropped up, so they literally never saw the drama. Immediately jumping to the assumption that your friends are pieces of shits because they follow this one person. Following somebody is a very loose relationship to somebody, and you don't see a lot of tweets for people that you follow. There's some people I follow that I never see tweets for. It is what it is, you know? It doesn't mean that I associate with them or whatever, or I enjoy their, like, the bad things they've done. Sometimes I found out a little while later, and then I'm like, oh crap, I need to unfollow this person, etc. You know? That's my personal take on the whole, like, judging people for who they follow, etc. But I do think if somebody had very grievous bads, as in this case, involvements with minors, I'll try to give them the benefit of the doubt. But I do think in this case, like, DMing them to be like, hey, just so you know, this one person. But I do think maybe DMing people that follow is a little bit too much, you know, like if they just follow them because they probably didn't know. But if they have close associations with it. So let me give you an example. Let's say this Epic Mind person, let's say one of your friends happens to follow this Epic Mind person. I probably wouldn't DM them to be like, hey, you follow this person, here's the tea, you should unfriend them. I personally just don't have that much time in the day, so I wouldn't do that. But let's say it's somebody that I know I am close with and they have close relations with that person. Let's say one of my good friends, I know they did a collab with Epic Mind like 2 weeks ago. Then I'll DM them and be like, hey, just so you know, this guy that you just collab with, yeah, he's weird. So that's what I would do in this scenario. That's the nuance that I would apply. Also, take into account, I just told you guys, I have no free time. But do not believe everything that gets said in the community. I had a number of occasions where people asked me to ban somebody, to ban somebody, but I did my investigations and found out it was untrue. This statement here implies that you're trying to say, oh, just because it was proven that this guy had relations with minors may not be true. Like, I'm going to side with him. This makes it sound like you're siding with a guy who's doing stuff with minors. And I don't like that. I don't think that's good, bro. The tone of voice here too, because you asked me to do it, I will do this for you. You could have worded this better. I'm just saying. Leading into my autistic meltdown about taking things seriously. How dare that the only reason they even acknowledge my criticism is because we, quote, however, end quote, have art together. Honestly, shouldn't be mad at a moot looking out for one another instead of, quote, worry about yourself, end quote. So this was what Suzu sent back to Lumiere. Suzu said, never told you should unfollow them, but to be warned. Also, how dare you hold as a decision factor? Why get pissed over a DM? Why would you prefer things in private? This isn't a joking matter. This isn't a case of I don't like this person, but an individual being toxic in spaces. I would have hoped you had a better outlook. I already protect myself and worry about self. You following them is a bad look, but it looks like you really don't care. I'm trying to be a friend and help the homies. I have no ill will unless this truly now is an issue. Lumiere says, LMAO, bro, get out of my DMs with that bullshit. I said out of respect for you and redacted would unfollow that lowlife. If you can't comprehend that I am doing this for, quote, the homies, unquote, then your ass didn't read the message. Come on my DMs with that shit. I was respectful and said I would for you guys. F that guy. Suzu said the right thing was done. The whole thing could have been handled better, but I want to get out of it. In conclusion, Lumiere needs to do better with moods and friendship. Not use art as one of the decisions on why they're only listening to the criticism. Not to be a hypocrite. Interesting. Do I think that's necessarily cancelable? Maybe not, but I definitely think it's one of those where it's like a side eye, you know? It's just a little bit interesting. There's even more tea with this guy. Wait, I found even more tea. All right, guys, even more tea with this Lumiere guy. More stuff is coming up on this dude, bro. Underscore V3 says, hi there, I'm one of the, quote, bigger cats, end quote, that have banned this person from my stream. If I may speak from experience, I banned them for a good reason. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I will support who I want to support, big and small. Most of all, I support who I choose, and I love it that way. There are many people from within my community that can attest to that, some being regular recipients of my direct support. With that said, I don't care who you are. This goes for anybody. I don't care if you've rated me. I don't care if you've supported me. If you break my rules I've set for my streams, you don't respect my community. You are above nobody else in my stream, and you most certainly don't deserve my support. And that's my opinion. So this was Lumiere's tweet. I can feel that. I rated one of these bigger cats with 160 people and gifted them 10 subs. After I said, I love you, your content is amazing, and shortly after I was banned from their channel. That was a wake-up call for me to not only mess with folks who deserve it. Keep that chin up, baby. You're amazing. Never let anybody push you to think otherwise. So when you first read that, it sounds really bad. It makes mothers sound really, really bad until you get the more context. So this is a tweet by Lumiere. Again, we could only go off screenshots because he privated his account. This was found by Meow Moonified. Lumiere says, quote, I'm more than willing to discuss them privately as adults, end quote, LMFAO. You message request me acting like you want to be civil and then pull this looking for me to give some sort of admission of guilt. Then proceed to post a full-ass doxing post. Go ahead and leak the inbox. So allegedly, basically, I think what happened from what I gathered is Mother banned Lumiere out of their stream and made a tweet about it, and Lumiere is upset. Mother then DM'd them because of Lumiere's upset tweet, stating, I hope you're doing well. I noticed your recent tweet and wanted to reach out directly. I understand that there might be some feelings of frustration or misunderstanding about the ban from my stream, and I wanted to let you know that if you have any concerns or questions about it, I'm more than willing to discuss them with you privately as adults. The decision to ban was not made lightly and was based on certain observations that I felt needed addressing. I value the community and believe in open communication, so please feel free to reach out if you'd like to talk more about this. Best regards. And then this is Meow's response that, again, because Lumiere deleted his or privated his account, I can't see it. Meow says, I'm not sure if people can see what I said on his tweet, so here was my response to him. I want it up in case something comes from this. Loves to you all. It makes me need to puke to see friends accused of such things. I love my friends so much. Meow said, she never posted any of your personal info. Doxing is not a joking matter, and to lie about it to defend yourself is gross. Lying about somebody doxing you is looked down upon by all streamers. You can have all the opinions you want about anybody. It's a free platform. You can scream about hating her in any way you like. Saying somebody doxed you just because you don't like them makes you a disgusting person. What the F is wrong with you? Because again, doxing is a strong accusation. Smaller streamers are incredible and the effing backbone of my community, and all this now just seems like you want to take advantage of the sympathy of small streamers with your previous post. They are humans with emotions and passions and dreams. Show the respect to the smaller streamers you, quote, claim to have. So here is Mother's full set of tweets. If you're gonna show DMs, at least show it all, dear. And yes, it was private until you decided to air out dirty laundry in public. Read the messages for yourself. I have nothing to hide there. I even made it crystal clear that you were perfectly pleasant in my stream while you were there so that there were no misinterpretations of why you were banned. But you want to say I doxed you? I gave you a chance. I let things go for months to give you the opportunity to save face, but not anymore. You are mistaken. You are the pathetic one. You are the one that subtweeted me. You are the one that bot rated me. So we could basically prove homie uses bots. You are the reason I still deal with them to this day. And again, Lumiere's original tweet is gone because his account is privated. So this was, again, best regards. That was the first tweet that Mother sent that we just read. This is Lumiere's response. Mother, seeing as how it's been a few months already, I don't think that anything needs to be talked about at this point. Whether you chose to reach out to protect your image or because you're actually showing a genuine concern towards me doesn't really matter now. It's been months. However, I do want to make a few things abundantly clear to you so you know where I stand with your situation. You're one of the few streamers whose content I truly enjoyed, whom also had a larger following, and I respected you for how entertaining you are. There was never any intentions of trying to get clout from you, gaining your attention in a romantic way, or even trying to collaborate with you. I create my own lane and couldn't fathom piggybacking off of somebody else in order to gain notoriety or recognition. All of my support was 100% genuine and done with zero intentions of gaining anything in return. That's just how I operate. That said, you and your mods acted how you saw fit and removed me from your community without even a warning. Nothing else needs to be discussed. That's your decision. I respect it. Best of luck to you and yours. Be safe and keep making dope content. Mother said, that's true. Nothing does need to be said, but I just want to make one thing very clear to you. You were a very nice person and I appreciate your support. And yes, I agree. Everything that I did was how I saw fit. Absolutely. And I will continue to do so. As per Twitch's own guidelines given to myself and my team, I was directed to remove you from my own community. I'd like to leave it at that, as I'm sure it's something you're well aware of is going on, but I cannot allow that for my community. Best of luck to you, and I hope the best for your community. Lumiere replies with a salute emoji, and then Mother says, just to make things crystal clear so there's no misinterpretations, I am aware that you didn't have any intentions to get clout from my community in any way. Again, your ban was for a completely different reason, and a reason which I'm sure you are aware of and don't need any explanation for, considering I've told you I was directed to do so by Twitch's guideline themselves. Just making sure we're on the same page with this. Lumiere says, not sure what you're hinting at, but best of luck to you. And Mother says, I was alerted by Twitch themselves of certain abnormalities from your raids. What you do with that information is up to you. I'd contact Twitch about it, as I don't feel comfortable introducing that into my own community. And once again, to reiterate, clout or size has nothing to do with it. Again, because homie has bots on his account, and then if he sends raids, he's raiding with the bot. So it's gonna flood your stream, and we've already looked over his analytics to show that it's botted. So Mikoa VT says, I was so confused by his post too. Where are you trying to get him to feel guilt? Where was the doxing? I don't understand what this dude's on, except being offended he got banned from a stream. Mother says, legit just using buzzwords. Aki Orange says, man, I'm sorry you've been dealing with this. As he said, you were pretty clear and straightforward in your messages. I don't blame you not wanting bots in your stream, especially when it could potentially affect your career and get you banned. Mother says, thanks for the kind message. Was perfectly fine fine letting this be until they wanted to try to shame me for banning. Yeah, I think banning somebody full of bots who keeps rating you is completely valid. Because who wants a bunch of bots in their streams? And go ahead and leak the inbox messages and tell everybody about the abnormalities Twitch notified you of when I rated you. This just shows how trash you are. I said I wasn't gonna air out this shit publicly, but you definitely showed your true colors. I just want to throw Lumiere's words back in his face. Remember how like maybe 10 minutes ago, Lumiere said to the other person, they were DMing him about, hey, here's this person, Echo, that did something really, really bad. And Lumiere was like, don't believe everything you see on the internet. Don't believe everything you see on the internet, especially in the VTuber space. Look at what Lumiere tweeted out. And then we found out what happened. Sending bot raids to people. So here we have Meow Moonified vouching for them, stating, I have watched you raid so many of your community members who also happen to stream just because they come in and never ask for anything. So strange they would subtweet you like that. So strange they would subtweet you like you hate smaller streamers when you have so many examples of times you support creators of all sizes. Mother says, hope they find solace. Cry the Valve says, boundaries and rules are important as streamers. You do what you gotta do to keep your space healthy, Mother. A healthy space is a happy space. Suzu Hotaru says, well spoken, and Mother says, lubbers. And one thing I do want to point out too is Mother didn't even say why they banned them. They didn't even air out the dirty laundry about Lumiere having basically an entirely botted account. So Mother could have done some damage to this guy's credibility, but chose to withhold it. Because here we can see Yuki is asking, can we know what made you ban that person? And Mother says, if they want to tell you, they can tell you. I only said what was needed to be said since evidently their ban on my channel was made public by them for whatever reason. So Mother tried taking the high road by not revealing why they banned them to try to let them keep some sort of integrity, and they went and shot themselves in the foot. Boy, this is crazy because I thought this was just, we were going to talk about this VTuber's opinion about, you know, like, oh, I don't support big streamers, and people weren't agreeing with this tweet. And then, boy, we opened up a can of worms because this guy, nuts, bro, nuts. Crazy rabbit hole of stuff. I did not expect that when I came into this. Homie's a little bonkers. Hopefully he could take his time off the internet to reflect, become a better person.